everyone, welcome back to my channel. Maybe it's just me, but I'm kind of obsessed with something that I wear almost 24/7, and that is my Garmin watch. It's just so cool, all the information that you can get from wearing a watch. One thing that was such a game changer is when I learned how to manually input a workout into Garmin Connect and then sync it to my watch. So when I was doing an interval workout or tempo, I have the workout on my watch so I don't have to be like, have I done 6 reps, 7 reps? Where am I? Like, it's just been pretty great for especially training alone and you don't have other people to kind of ask where you are in the workout. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button and the bell icon so you get notified every time I upload a new video. You can also check me out on Instagram at amy.spurr-Caveney. So let's talk about how to get the most out of your Garmin watch for optimal training, recovery, how to upload workouts, and any other tips that I find really helpful in regards to my watch. The watch that I currently wear and train with is the Forerunner 645 with no music. I apologize in advance as some of the features may or may not be on your current watch depending on what number you have in the Forerunner series. I got the 645 about a year and a half ago, I think. Time has melded together, but I am so happy that I got it. I had the Vivo Active 3, which is a great watch, nothing against it, but it had a touch screen, and in the winter when I was trying to do interval training or just workouts and I wanted to hit the lap button, it wouldn't work. I would touch the screen and it just wouldn't lap. So I was getting really frustrated, and there were just a few other features that I was missing on that Vivo Active 3. So I'm very glad that I got this one, because first there's buttons. Love it. There's so many different features on the Garmin watch that I just can't cover in one video, and this is really not going to be like how to use your Garmin watch from how to like turn it on or how to start a run or yoga, etc., etc. This is more just going to be like kind of training things and just other things that I found really helpful, and as I've worn this a lot for the past, again, couple years, so it's been through a lot. The first part of this video, I'm going to talk about how to get the most out of your watch for optimal training and recovery. So the first aspect I'm going to talk about is the training effect. Training effect is the metric that gives you kind of a sneak peek on how your current session that just happened is going to affect your future fitness levels. When I finish a run on my watch, I save it, and then I first get the screen of what my pace was, the time that I was out, and a few other metrics that I should know by now. The second one is the training effect. You'll see 2 words, aerobic and anaerobic. There will also be numbers next to these words and with like a line in between. What these numbers reference is 0 is none, 1 is minor, 2 is maintaining, 3 improving, 4 highly improving, and 5 overreaching. The higher anaerobic effect that your workout had, the higher the anaerobic number will be. And vice versa for aerobic exercise, which is more like the easy runs, long runs, just recovery runs, you should see a higher number in the aerobic side of the training effect. I talked more in detail about aerobic and anaerobic in my video with training terms every runner should know, so I'll have a link for that video in the description below, so feel free to check that out. The next training metric I'm going to talk about is performance condition. And this actually pops up during your run. Basically, the performance assessment is a real-time look at your current ability to perform. During the first 6 to 20 minutes of your run, your watch analyzes your pace, your heart rate, and your heart rate variability. There's nothing like going for a run and feeling great, and then you get a beep saying your performance condition's been calculated, and you look there, and it's a -4. I remember doing the Chile Half Marathon, which I cannot believe was almost to the day a year ago, and who would have thought that would have been the last in-person race I would have for, I don't even know when the next in-person race will be, but anyways, I was running and my watch beeped at me and it said +4, so I was like, oh good, my watch believes in me. Sometimes I don't really take too much stock of that, but it is cool still to know what those numbers mean. Garmin also says that performance condition also can be an indicator of fatigue, especially if you just did a big workout the day before or just overall training is just, maybe you're not recovering quickly enough. So there's different numbers for the performance condition. It goes all the way from -20 to +20, which I've never got above. I think the highest I've ever got is 5. For example, the numbers that they say is above 10 is excellent. So you're rested, refreshed, and ready to run very well. From 2 to 10 is a good performance condition. From -1 to 1 is a baseline. From -10 to -2 is fair. And from -20 to -11 is poor. So maybe you should take a rest day. You can also see your performance condition through your whole run on the Garmin Connect app. So some other cool aspects of your run is that you go in here and you can scroll down and you can see your performance condition. So you can kind of scroll through here and it shows you, oh, I was +3 and then I went to 1. So I think my workout was a little hilly, so that's probably why my heart rate got elevated a bit, and that's why my performance condition kind of went a little lower. After you finish your run and save it, Garmin often gives you a recommended recovery time. Recovery time is a countdown timer that reveals to you when you probably will be rested and recovered and ready to tackle on another big challenge, or in this case, a running workout. As I mentioned before, the countdown timer is updated at the end of every run, or let's say workout, or any activity you do on your Garmin watch. The amount that's added to the time is based on a kind of an analysis of the intensity, the duration, and just looking at your overall general fitness, and gives you the time that, again, based on all of those metrics, that you are ready to do your next more intense workout. I think it's just important to know that the recovery time is good to take note of, but it doesn't mean you should just sit down and do nothing. I think sometimes just doing easy runs or recovery runs can be very beneficial and really helpful in your overall training, even if your watch tells you that you need to rest for 72 hours, as my watch has told me sometimes. What's the longest time that your watch has ever told you to recover for? Training load is an epoch-based feature that takes into consideration all the kind of stress and training you've been doing of all the activities that have heart rate data. It's based on 7 days. EPOC is an acronym for Excess Post-Exercise Oxygen Consumption. That is a big mouthful. It allows us to measure the impact of a physical activity on your body in terms of the restorative and adaptive things that your body has to do after the activity. This is the work that your body needs to do to be in a dynamic equilibrium, or also known as homeostasis. The amount of oxygen that you use after an exercise is a pretty good indicator of how much energy your body has to use to restore itself and prepare itself for the next activity. To get your training status, your performance is measured in real time. This will reveal the physiological effects of your activity. According to Garmin, the training status is the first feature offered by Garmin that not only looks at your current run or activity, but your long-term training habits. This gives you a bit of insight of how your training is actually going. Training status can be important as it kind of gives you an overview of how your body is adapting to your training, and maybe if you need to kind of adjust your training by adding in a rest day, or if maybe you're not getting any changes, maybe you need to kind of overload your body a little bit more. So it really gives you kind of an inside view of your training and how your body's doing. There's a few different things you can see on your training status, and I'm going to tell you the definitions of them. Peaking. You are in ideal race condition. Your recently reduced training load is allowing your body to recover and fully compensate for early training. Be sure to think ahead, since this peak state can only be maintained for a short time. Productive. Keep up the good work. Your training load is moving your fitness in the right direction. Be sure to plan recovery periods in your training to maintain your fitness level. There's nothing like getting productive on your watch. It just is the best. I know it's silly, but when I see productive on my watch, I get really happy, as it doesn't happen all the time. Maintaining, which is very often seen. Your current training load is enough to maintain your fitness level. To see improvement, try adding more variety to your workouts or increasing your training volume. Recovery. Your lighter training load is allowing your body to recover, which is essential during extended periods of hard training. You can return to a higher training load when you feel ready. Unproductive. I've seen that before. Your training load is at a good level, but your fitness is decreasing. Your body may be struggling to recover, so pay close attention to your overall health, including stress, nutrition, and rest. Detraining. You've been training much less than usual for a week or more, and it's affecting your fitness. Try increasing your training load to see improvement. And lastly, overreaching. Your training load is very high and has become unproductive. Your body needs a rest. Give yourself time to recover by adding lighter training to your schedule. Thank you, Garmin. I think the training load is probably one of my favorite things to keep an eye on. For the most part, not always, reflect how I'm feeling and how I'm doing in my training. So thirsty. So there's a few other aspects of my Garmin watch that I really enjoy and I find really helpful in training or just in general. Using your Garmin Connect app, you can actually put your Visa or any other card in your wallet, and then if you're out for a run and you don't have your wallet with you, you can just use your watch to pay, which I think is so cool. You can also do a lactate threshold test on your watch, which I also mentioned in my video on training terms, so check that out. But you can do this guided test for around, it says estimated 20 to 30 minutes, so that's really cool. You can also race an activity and upload your training calendar or a training program to your watch. Again, I have my own training plan in Final Surge, for example, but there is a way of uploading your training plan to your watch so it's all there. So that's pretty cool if you don't want to like manually input a workout, which that brings me to how to upload manually a workout from your phone to your watch. So just in case you didn't know how to do this yourself, I wanted to share this because again, it's been so helpful for me. So to upload a workout from your phone to your watch, you first go to More, and then you click Training, then Workouts. Then I'm going to create a workout, do Run. So I'm going to click Warm Up, and since I don't want to do it a lap button, that just means you can just end it whenever you want. I'm going to actually do it for a distance. So I'm going to do the distance for 2 kilometers. And no target type, because that just means like what you can target, like a distance or pace, cadence, heart rate zone, or a custom heart rate. So I'm not going to have a target because it's just an easy warm up. Okay, then I'm going to go back, and then at the bottom here you can either add a step or add a repeat. And if I'm going to do say 4 times 1 kilometer with 4 minutes rest, so I'm going to add repeat here. And what you do to move it, you just click up here, and I'm actually going to delete this run because I don't need that part of my workout. Then I'm going to click 2 times, and I'm actually going to do 4 here. Then it's already 1 kilometer for the distance duration type, but I'm going to add a target type. So I'm going to set it as a pace, and then my pace, I'm going to go, say, I'm going for 3:45. I'm going to give myself a range though, because there's nothing worse than being on your run and say you get too fast or too slow, your watch is just like beeping at you. So I usually give myself around like a 15-second kind of gap or kind of buffer. I guess that's the word I'm looking for, buffer. So I'm going to 3:30, and then I'm going to also give it myself, I'm going to give myself a lot of buffer, so 3:30 to 4. And then I'm going to go back, and then for my rest, I'm going to say, I think I said 4 minutes, sure, 4 minutes. And then you click that. And then for cool down, again, I'm going to do distance for 2 kilometers. And again, no target zone. Oops, kilometers. Actually, that's cool. You can do like meters, kilometers, or miles, so it's very adjustable. Then you go back, and then you got your warm up. And then you just click save, run workout, and then I actually go back to it and click this up here and send it to my watch, so then it's there for when I'm ready to do my workout. Then to see it on your watch, I just go to the run screen. Make sure you can see it. It's a little blurry. There we go. Then I hold the middle button here down, and then I go down to training and my workouts, and then we just did this one. And then you can do the workout or you can view it, so you can see the different steps of it. Repeat so many times, and then you go back, or you can delete it. So one thing actually I was worried about when I first started doing this is like, what if I finish my workout and I still have more to run? So actually it's really cool. It doesn't shut it off. It stops the workout, but you can continue running and it won't shut your watch off. So that was a really big relief, because I was worried that it would just start it and I'd have to do a whole new run. So I hope this has been helpful for you, and if you have any questions, please tell me in a comment below. Another few reasons why I love wearing my watch almost 24/7, and I almost forgot to mention, is how it tracks how much I sleep and my resting heart rate. Those are really important training aspects, because if you don't get enough rest and recovery, your body won't be able to repair itself and you won't be rested to hit those big workouts that you want to do, or just everything just feels harder, even your easy runs. Trust me, sleep is so important. Anyway, so for me, I like keeping track of that, and also my resting heart rate. So you can see this on your watch screen, like your resting heart rate over the past week. but also your current heart rate. And then on the Garmin Connect app, it also gives you your average, your resting heart rate, and then your like kind of average heart rate for if you were doing a workout or so. Then I like to input those numbers in my training journal as I have spots for them, and that helps me keep track or just be aware of really face how much sleep I'm getting, or if I see my heart rate higher in general for an extended period of time, it might mean that I need to take a recovery day, or I could be fighting a cold or something. There's just so many things that your resting heart rate can tell you, and it's really cool. So I like using my training journal, and if you want one of your own, I'll have a link for it in the description below. But I just like having the Garmin Connect app, but I also really like having it physically written down. Anyways, I really like wearing it all the time because then it gives my watch more chance to kind of get a full picture of my overall, health and resting and heart rate. Other than keeping track of your pace and cadence and everything on your run in real time, what other training aspects do you find helpful that's found on your watch? That's it for Garmin watches for today, but if you have any topics you'd like me to cover, please tell me in a comment below. If you like this video, tap that thumbs up button. Happy training and running and wearing your Garmin watch, and I'll see you next time.